I don't really give a shit about this issue. What I care about is the law, like government functioning the way it's supposed to, because when we smooth out the edges that are meant to be sharp, then we allow these fucking cunts that are in charge of us all the time make worse and worse decisions. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying this is the fucking hill to plant your flag on. I don't give a fuck about abortion. It doesn't affect me.
Right.
But the system is the system. The Constitution is what is my Bible. I don't give a fuck about any of this other stuff.
Right.
And you're right. It's the solution to this ultimately is for people to fucking take charge of their government. It's not to rely on fucking 9 geriatrics. Exactly. Or I guess 400 other geriatrics in Congress.
Right. And we got comfortable and we just did, because same with, Brown versus Border, all of these, you just have these basic things in place so that you can like go on with your life and try and make something of it. Even if we still have inequality, which we do among, women or any minorities, you had sort of this 50-year-old thing that was in place that you could always that could be a base for you to get ahead in some ways if something bad were to happen, right? So that's just not there anymore. It feels a little bit
here's my rebuttal to that, because I think you're right. The constituency bears some responsibility for letting it get this point, but the Democrats in Congress, if this is how they align themselves, which is to say pro-abortion, have had 50 years to pass meaningful legislation on this issue, and they have done nothing. They haven't even tried. All they've done is lean on the court. Well, I mean, from your point of view, it seems like you're talking about us, but in a way, but But it's like these people have failed us as well, and that's why they're fucking losers. Yeah. They're hall monitors. The people that become politicians, they're fucking hall monitors. Like, oh, check me out, I'm fucking cool. Yeah. They're the biggest losers on earth. Is that really the people we want in charge of us? That's why I'm doing this new show, is like, fuck all these politicians. What are we doing? Like, all of this only works if we do what you're talking about right now. But we'll see about that, right?
Yeah, but I want to be a football coach. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's more important. I think that's going to make a difference.
Yeah, and I mean, look, partly, like you were saying, it is on women.
Well, I'm saying it's on people that agree with what I'm saying. So that could be men or women in politics, like you were saying, that didn't do anything. So when I say we, I mean the people that, have a reaction to this ruling in this way should have done more. And it could be me, but, I'm busy having fucking kids I don't want to have. But anyways, it could have been me, but I would have liked, and I thought that it was people that were in, politics that were making sure this didn't happen. And of course, like Dan's saying, they did not do it. They did not care. It wasn't top of mind. And now they're like, oh my God. And like Dan's saying, like, they lost. And by they, I mean, people that believe that should be a big issue.
They lost because they didn't even really fight.
That's what I'm saying.
They probably just thought nothing was going to happen.
That's what I'm saying.
Wasn't going to get overturned.
So 5 minutes after this ruling was announced this morning, I got a campaign finance email from Nancy Pelosi's team.
Oh God!
And you were like, "Yes,
here you go.
Like,
take it all."
I'm subscribed to all the major left and right politicians.
Same.
Campaign letters, because I want to see what they're fucking doing.
Yeah. Same.
Now she said this is hypocrisy because yesterday the Supreme Court decided that the states can't decide whether or not people own guns or use guns or whatever
totally
fuck. Right?
Different.
Certainly not the same. Like the Second Amendment is.
Yeah.
It confers a constitutional right for people to possess firearms wherever the fuck they want to go.
Yes.
Basically.
That doesn't
that's not a state's right
affect your entire life if you don't have that.
So the 10th Amendment, the power is not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the state, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people, which means a vote. Yeah. Right? So the 10th Amendment very clearly states that if something isn't an enumerated constitutional right, then it's not the court's business or the federal government's business. Now, we need to repeal more things from the federal government. and give people more control. If you don't like the way shit's going in your area, you can get involved and change it, or you can fucking leave. You know what I mean? Like, you have the freedom of movement here in the United States. Poor people don't.
Yes.
Right.
That's a problem, but poverty is a problem for everything. Every time there's any kind of issue, politicians on one side or the other who are trying to take advantage of it or make their point say, well, this affects this group even more. Like, everything affects poor people more.
Yeah.
COVID killed more poor people
Mhm.
because they don't have access to medicine.
Right.
Everything. Like, they have worse diets. Anytime there's a financial crisis, they get hit harder. That's just the way it works. Poverty seems like what we should be looking to solve.
And I want to be clear. I think when Roe v. Wade was,
Enacted?
I didn't think it was probably a constitutional right, but I liked that it was. Do you know what I mean? Like, I knew that it probably wasn't exactly what should be happening as far as law and all of that, but it was really something that I
Well, how did
I was glad that they went outside of a little bit and made that a precedent. But again, like, I know that it's not supposed to be, right?
But what happens when something gets made a precedent that you don't like?
Doesn't that happen all the time?
Does it? By the Supreme Court?
Yeah. There's.
I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, every day somebody, no matter what the decision is,
I mean,
half
I
the people
hate
are going
the
to
gays.
disagree with it. Yes.
I'm telling Kane.
No, there is
I'm
one.
joking.
The Citizens United case is pretty problematic. But the Citizens United case, it's what I always make fun of Mitt Romney for. Corporations are people, my friend.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It said that companies giving money to political campaigns is protected by the First Amendment, basically. That's what it says. Could be right.
Mhm.
Technically, right? I don't
Right.
agree with it, but that's how the world works, right?
Well, how did it
Oh,
get?
is that like the Hobby Lobby case and shit?
No, the Hobby Lobby case was Obamacare, and they were trying to get out of paying
Birth
for
control.
birth control.
Okay, but didn't they say that, like, the Hobby Lobby itself was like a
That it may have
person
stemmed from
kinda-
that
yeah,
at some
yeah,
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, how did it get enacted in the first place 50 years ago?
Roe v. Wade,
Yeah.
an activist court.
Okay.
That's how.
And what is that exactly?
An activist court is a court that takes up a case and decides on it and writes an opinion on it when they have no authority to do so.
Gotcha.
And by the way, Ruth,
But it was the Supreme Court, correct? Yeah.
Mhm.
and Ruth Bader Ginsburg agrees with what I just said. By the way,
Yeah.
or did rather. She's fucking dead.
She's dead.
She's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she was an awesome person who certainly was pro-abortion, but also understood the Constitution very well.
Yeah, I think when it got passed, it was making pretty good headway in the States. And then that got passed, and Ginsburg was upset because she was like, it was an iffy ruling. And then now everyone just dropped it in the States,
Yep.
essentially.
It was going to be made federally legal within the next couple of years. And the court just said, oh, fuck it. Let's just go ahead and do this. They stepped outside of their parameters and did it and fucked us over.
And made
Really?
it more divisive.
Yes.
Made it more, yeah.
Yep.
So
But
what
I understand your argument because Brown v. Board of Education, if we had put desegregation up to a vote in
Exactly.
Congress in 1965, would it have passed? I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you don't know that.
No,
you don't know that.
You don't know, but it's
Should
a
it
guess.
have? Like, if you're taking out, again, if you're taking out emotion, taking how
Sure.
you feel, like, should it have? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but so wouldn't you like to have had a federal vote on that just to see who did and didn't vote for it so we didn't have those same people who are against it
Yeah.
cower behind the 1965
Yeah.
ruling for the next 30 years in politics? Because I sure would have liked that.
Fair.
Brown v. Board was 1954.
54, yeah.
54,
Sorry.
yeah.
65 is the Civil Rights
Yeah.
Amendment. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
54, I feel safe in saying no.
Probably not. I mean, Strom Thurmond, who served in Congress until he was
He's
like
65 years. Yeah.
until he was 93, I
Yeah,
think
it's
until
crazy.
1996 or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Maybe he was in 1948 he ran for president on the segregationist ticket
Yeah.
to
And
make
didn't
sure that schools stayed segregated.
I mean, Wallace got pretty good headway running in the 60s for president as well, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know that would have worked then. What happens?
Well, I mean, it would have. When you say worked,
Eventually.
they may not have voted to authorize it then, but it would have worked in identifying who the cunts were. And I
Sure.
think that's an important part of the process. It's why, as I was talking about earlier, all of these, Pelosi's been Speaker of the House for some time now, and everybody knew that Trump was putting justices on the court. They've seen this coming for a very long time now, a couple of years legislatively, but just in general, it's been happening for 40, 50 years, right? And nothing has been done about it. They're trying to hide behind the court's rulings because they don't want to take responsibility for it. That's what's happening
So
here.
Pelosi can stand up there and say, I'm fucking outraged when, in fact, she's
been in Congress for 70,000 years.
And did nothing. And she's one of the people that I'm talking about, again, because I'm fucking busy.
Sure.
But she's one of the people that could have done something and didn't, and was too busy putting on some Nubian garb or whatever the fuck she did.
But she asked you for money.
It was Kente.
5 minutes afterwards.
Kente garb.
Yeah, hang on.
Yes, it was. I got the same email. Because I follow all these guys too. I just want to know
what they're saying.
What's going on. Yeah, like the other one I talked about the other day was Kamala. She was originally charging for a pic for 25 grand. And you get a picture with her, and that went to the donations, and nobody wanted it.
No.
So she had to drop the price down to $5 grand.
Does anyone want that?
I got the email, and it said, "Hey, would you like to meet Kamala?" And it's $5,000 for a picture, and that's all you're. And I'm like, whoa.
This Pelosi one was like, this isn't. I swear to God, one of the lines in the email is, "This isn't a normal fundraising email."
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
Nice.
Yeah, because they have ones that go on. They're all in my fucking junk. I mean, Republicans and Democrats, and they're just waiting on these. So I mean, they're already pre-written.
Yep.
And so as soon as decisions like this come out,
they hit send.
Boom. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how fast they're illegally. They're. Oh.
Go ahead.
I know. Words are hard today.
That's
it's hard to be a female today.
Yeah. How fast they're making abortion illegal.
Yeah.
They have that button right when she presses the thing, the button.